Quick update on one of the nursery gardens. Just pretty much finished planting this space and mulching the heck out of it with leaves. I got an arborist just dropped off a huge trailer load of leaves over the winter, and it's just the best thing ever. Really don't have to skimp. I can just put as much as I want. Got some nice seedling peaches here that are probably going to bear this year for their first time. They flowered last year a little bit, but then dropped it, and now I think they will keep it. I just pruned them over the winter, and I realized on this one, I wanted one more branch going towards the south here, because the whole thing is leaning a little bit towards the north, and there's a little technique. If you want a branch, you can. This here, a branch had been pruned off here a while back, and to get that bud or those buds to reactivate, you can cut the cambium a little bit above it. The inhibition signals to prevent these lower buds from sprouting come from buds that are higher up in the tree, more distal buds, and the auxins flow down and sort of inhibit this. So you just block it like this. It'll heal over, no problem, and now we'll activate these buds. And so you can do that wherever you want. You can have it, and you can see the other ones are not being activated, especially on the other side. Like here, that one won't get activated because of that. So anyway, it's just a way of, you can't just put it anywhere. You have to start somewhere where you know that there will be potential for it to sprout, and then you block the auxins off the top. So anyway, those peaches, and there's some sorrel at the base, and my daughter and I were planting peas at the base of these that we'll hopefully get to grow up for the spring and then take them off after we get the peas. Everything here has been planted. Some stuff is starting to come up. This one, not so much. These are hazelnuts in there. Different varieties of gooseberries and black currants. Lots of honeyberries. Did a trade with a friend, Akiva from Twisted Tree Farm, and some from Sean from Edible Acres, and I bought a few, so now I went from 2 to like 10 different varieties of honeyberries that I'll hopefully ramp up pretty soon. A little propagation bed of switchgrass and scorzonera. And here's a bed of the Siberian peaches, just starting to pop up. They endured some pretty tough frosts, but they'll be up. Hazelnuts. It's so nice to mulch everything. This one I'm excited about. We've got ginseng. American ginseng was sown in the fall into a bed and mulched. And then I pre-rooted these cuttings of hybrid willow, or hybrid poplar rather, and just stuck them 2 days ago. And so they're gonna form a canopy layer really quickly, and then the ginseng can hopefully grow under that. And then these can get harvested out, maybe all at the same time, or maybe it's 2 years in the ground here. I don't know, we'll see. Lots of currants, elderberries, other peach varieties. The main thing is that at this time of the year, you just have to mulch the second you disturb the soil. And it's not just to make it look nice or to keep it cool and moist, but right now when we're getting temperature swings, if the temperature of the soil has a high swing, goes up and down a lot, that sends all kinds of signals to weeds to germinate. Not only annual weeds to germinate, but also perennial weeds like here, the mugwort, to invade that soil that's getting hot. And now that it's gonna stay cool, it's not that there won't be any mugwort coming in, but it will be much, much less. it won't want to go this way. You know, the mugwort root can go in any direction it wants, and it doesn't choose those directions randomly. So now it's going to be directed more towards the disturbed soils, and these are going to have less of the signatures of a disturbed soil. And same thing with the annuals. So many annuals won't even germinate. It's not like they would germinate under here and die like with a plastic mulch, because it gets hot and cold and hot and cold. Here, you keep the temperature really even, and a lot of those weeds won't even germinate because their function has nothing to do with this. You know, this mulch is just mimicking a forest floor. And of course, we're not going to have the shade of a forest floor right away, although we'll get there with these fast-growing plants within a month or two. So it will be a little bit warmer for sure, but not nearly the extremes of a exposed soil. And even a few days of that exposed soil sends the signal to all kinds of weeds to germinate and to go there, to patch it up, because that's what weeds do, is patch up the disturbed soils. So at this time of the year, I try to make really sure if I plant something or disturb something or loosen the soil, I try to cover it that day. Not always perfect in that way, but you save yourself so much work and you save so much damage to the soil if you can cover it very, very soon after disturbing it. These are a hybrid Western red cedar and Japanese cedar that I'm pretty excited about. Not green giant. This is a different one that I found from some random dude who bred it himself. It's like green rocket or something like that, I think it's called. And I guess they can put on 5 feet of growth once they're happy, so that will be fun and a little bit scary to have here in this nursery bed. Beautiful day though, 70 degrees. Made me really hurry up and finish the mulching here. Here at the northern end of that space, we've got some more elaboration on the plantings here. Got some rows of peach that go around this hilltop here, and I just tried to organize all the debris, the woody stuff, and the prunings and some mugwort shoots, interplanted black currants between all the trees, and then also put in rows of these are ramps. There's going to be a nice row of them in here, and this is pretty shady area, so they should do pretty well, I think, here. It will be shady once the peaches leaf out. And then black cohosh in here too. And then I'm going to have to grow a cover crop on the disturbed soil. Going to be a lot going on here. A lot of biomass, but you have to manage it all. So I'll have to come through and cut here a few times in the season to make sure that everything gets a little bit of light. Here you can see there's a fairly large branch, and I made a pruning cut in the winter. Away from that distal, so towards the branch tips, there's no bud activation here. Proximal, there's all this bud activation, and it actually, when you look at it closely, it looks like almost a liquid that's oozing out of it, if you will. On this side, there's no buds. It's hard to see with the light, but there's no buds activated on this side because this used to get all the sap, all the energy, and now that the buds are gone, there's a disinhibition, and the disinhibition, well, the inhibiting auxin flowed downwards like this. And now that it's not there, these are getting activated. The auxin on the other side is still flowing down from those other branches. So it's only this part of the tissues that got activated. and it kind of thins out here. And then here's another big pruning cut, and you see the same branch pattern there, activation there.